Well, hello there. Wait, oh god. You're really taking advantage of that MacBook camera, aren't ya?
Last bit?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry.
Hold on. I just realized something.
What?
Okay, so yeah, this is something I feared that I tried to deal with. I don't have my old headset. I like took away my entire old headset thing, so I have to like in most of my programs remap what is outputting audio. So just re-say everything you just said because I had to re-output the output.
I said hello.
We're playing good D&D.
Nothing inappropriate was said at all.
Nah.
No. This is purely not inappropriate.
This is a family show.
Yes, exactly. So, everybody, welcome to Blackrot. We're going to be playing some beautiful D&D with these lovely men. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be getting back in soon. I will give a brief recap, but first, how's everybody's week been? 2 weeks. 2 week gap. Oh.
It's been all right.
Jonathan, when we last spoke, everything was under control. Your studies were going well. Everything was on schedule. How's that still going?
My life is suffering.
Okay, good. So going well, I see.
Yeah. You know how when you study for an exam for like, I've been studying for an exam since like mid last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as prepared as when I started studying.
Good. Yep.
And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
I mean, just wing it, dude. Easy.
That's my strat. Right? It's a good strat in communications.
Yep.
It is.
Can
trust me.
Trick or cruise.
Spring break can't come fast enough. Next week.
I can imagine.
Like me.
No, get that out of here. Leave the stream. You're not allowed. Banned from Twitch.
I refuse.
You come too fast, Tripper. That's the way it goes.
Someone help me, please.
Nice. I wish I could empathize with you, Jonathan, in terms of spending 2 weeks studying, but in high school, I didn't used to study anything.
I never studied in high school.
Same.
So, but that's the thing. I didn't go to university, right? So I'm just like, nope, don't know how to empathize with that.
I studied for one test, and it's the test that I got the worst on in college. So,
yeah, studying doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like genuinely care about the information.
I agree. So, how's your week been, Frosty? You got your rig back. You're in a new like backdrop.
Yeah. I got my rig back. That's one thing. So like, just in terms of quality, everything will be better for me. But then also, I moved into my new apartment completely. Have internet. Just everything's good. Everything's grand. Just working a shit ton as well. That's the other thing. I work like a lot these days. Because I'll normally end up doing like 10-hour shifts where I'll be leaving my workplace at like 3:30 in the morning after like dealing with drunk bar people. So, but the money is really fucking good. Like I get a lot of tips in change because we have like loonies and toonies in Canada, which is the dumbest money system ever, Looney Tunes. But yeah, so people will just end up giving me a shit ton of change because people don't want to like carry it around. So I'll just have jars of change in my house and then I have to roll it so I can put it in the bank. But then I end up rolling it after having like 2 jars of change. And I'm like, wow, I have $1,000 worth of change in my house. Like, so it ends up being insane to where I have like insane money because of change.
Everything's coming up frosty.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mr. Rip, how you been doing, my man?
Our money is of cartoons, our milks are in bags. I'm out of here. It's a small cop, exactly. Oh, Jesus.
I can't hear Tarippa.
I can't hear Tarippa either.
You can't hear. I can't hear me either because I had my mic muted so they wouldn't hear me chomping on nuts. But maybe they want to hear that this time.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be sure to share it next time.
Yep.
No, I've been
How you
like,
doing?
I've been working a bit more.
He's wiping the sleep from his eyes, guys. He's
Oh god.
he's already getting sleepy.
Well,
No, it's because he and I were up until ridiculously late in the morning.
yes, and I didn't tell you this. You might have caught onto it though, probably because I'm a pretty obvious drunk. I drank a bit last night before I got on with you, and I drank for the first time something that was 50% alcohol.
Nice.
In earnest.
Good.
Yeah. I bought something I'd never bought before with my dad yesterday called a cordial, which it is just a type of drink. The drink that we actually bought is called 99 Bananas because it's 99 proof and it tastes like bananas.
I hate artificial banana tasting alcohol. That's literally the worst.
It's not great, but
You can't mix it with anything. You don't feel like a man when you're drinking it because you're drinking fake banana. The worst. Nobody wants to fucking
That
drink
sounds
fake
like
banana.
the best segue.
That sounds like the best segue
Yeah.
into the recap, everybody.
Oh my god.
Don't drink fake bananas.
Don't drink fake bananas, guys.
Don't do it.
Last time, it seems like Ref had been drinking one too many fake bananas. We started the session with Ref's corpse in the snow, being dragged out of it. But
Yep.
Ref was experiencing something in another place, some might call it an afterlife of sorts, where he was meeting with his mother. Bertram was beginning to lead the monster that had arrived after their combat away from the battlefield, journeying off, managing to eventually lose the beast from being faster, and using his bowlers quite smartly to notch the thing, catching it around the leg, tying it to a tree. Jarren managing to post-haste loot the body of the thing they killed, and then drag Ref's body back to town, where he was promptly resurrected. However, not quite the same. Something a bit addled about him. You guys had to deal with the repercussions of that. There was a bit of drama surrounding the fact of whether it's ethical to bring a person back to life, and that's pretty much where we left off. You guys started investigating a lead that you guys started to have of the magic users in the town. One of which you went to go see in Fiddlehearth, who denied being a magic user, but you guys managed to get out of her that she uses it apparently for hunting and whatnot. And where we left off was you guys were about to head to the Lyubomir farm to ask into the brother and father of the missing girl, because apparently she was a magic
user. Yeah.
Wasn't there one more person in town?
I gave you guys the list.
Big ass.
Yeah, I straight up have a list.
Yeah. So I think
I just wrote down 3 magic people.
yeah, I gave you a brief list, and then there's an overall list as well.
Okay.
I don't remember where it is, but I know that I have it somewhere.
Yeah, it should be in Discord in our group message. So if you guys get that up, but regardless, I think with that we'll get into the actual game, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So the thud is sudden and deafening. The sound of flesh being impacted by a great force. Ravens fly high into the sky as a treetop shakes, loosing snow that falls from its laden branches. We pan through the pine needles, zooming past to see this great creature, stepping heavy footsteps. Its disgusting form, this aberrant beast of muscle and a mixture of just fats and bone that just make its form bulbous and gross. One head larger than the other as it moves towards. The tree that shook from the impact now has a girl lying unconscious, slumped against it. Blood coating one side of her face. She's clearly unconscious. Her ragged red hair droops over the other side, concealing it, and we see all of this right now from a first-person view of a bush, peering out, frightened. The giant's weight seems to shift as it swings an arm heavily down in a swinging, in sort of a sweeping motion. In the blur, we see another form leaping upwards, using the giant's own movement and momentum to push himself off of the arm, doing a flip over it and landing. This amalgamation of dark brown furs and skin leaping with surprising speed. We see, now that the man lands, somewhat clumsily and heavily on his feet, but manages to catch himself. We see that this is Mikael, the wild man. We see him readying himself, and he spins with a curved axe in hand, starts pacing sideways, circling around the thing, glancing over to the girl who has been thrown into the tree. The giant thing looks down at him. Stop that moving! Just let me! And the giant swings down again, and the Mordman bolts in the opposite direction from the girl, disappearing into the woods. Hey! The giant starts lumbering after him. The eyes from within the bush follow as they disappear, and we start hearing clearly a young voice, frightened and seemingly very distraught and hiding in this bush. The eyes dart back to the form of the dead or unconscious girl against the tree. The breathing starts to calm as we hear getting further and further away. The trees creaking aside as they're pushed out of the way by the giant's bulk. And there's silence for a while as the boy waits before bolting straight to the bush. And we fade to black. So, the blackness in the area starts to fill with sounds. We hear this whipping of wind and crunching of feet compacting with snow underneath heavy bootfalls. There's the subtle jingle of Huck's sandal? Fuck. Of Huck's saddle, and the sort of soft sound of jostling gear. The image starts to fade in from black to white as we see a small winding path near the back wall at the sort of poorer areas of Thetch. Very near to the temple, actually, is a more open space with these large sort of swaths and patches of lands with farms in them. We see all of these farms are sort of neatly fenced off with these wooden poles. We hear the whipping of the wind around, now coating all of the ground in snow, where previously there was this protective dome. The path winds through, and eventually we see a large field. A few inches of snow, enough to cover your feet entirely, just ladening the ground. And we hear the soft sound of metal planting into dirt. The sort of monotonous repeating sound. You all look around and see a man standing in the field, completely shirtless in the pouring heavy blizzard snow, whereas you're all wrapped in furs. His arms hold the skin that would once have held the heavy muscle of a farmer who uses tools all his life, but now it seems like the muscles have sort of degraded and his skin is sort of baggy and loose around very thin arms. He lifts the hoe into the air with surprising speed for his apparent frailty, sending a shower of dirt and snow into the air, and he swings the thing back down. He does this again and again as you approach, and the blade of the tool keeps hitting the ground, blending with the sound of your footsteps.
I suppose I should be the one to go talk to him.
If you want, we're coming with you, I assume.
Right, just... I just kind of hand the reins near towards Jarren's direction. Make sure she doesn't bite anything.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah. And I just give her one stern look and just kind of put my finger out before I start walking towards the man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello there?
Yeah, you call out as you go towards this sort of crickety wooden fence. There's a small creaking gate with a sign hanging next to it that says Lyubomir Farm. The paint is sort of faded and there's moss clinging to the edges of the sign. The man doesn't seem to pay you any mind and keeps... This man looks like not ridiculously old, but it looks like he has no muscle on him. He should not be doing this kind of work, let alone in very thin, like almost no actual outdoor clothing.
Yeah. Gods. And I'm just going to start circumventing around him just to, so I'm not startling him, but I'll just kind of appear in his eyesight instead of yelling at him right behind him.
As you approach, you get a bit more distinction of the guy, and you see that his knuckles are white with the sort of force it's holding onto the hoe with. And there are actually two blackish purple nubs where the fingers once were. Any citizen of Gale would know that this is the sign of frostbite claiming a couple of his hands, a couple of his digits on his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just say hello there?
Hello.
What do you want?
I just kind of pissed off at the snow, like kind of blocking parts of it. Just, better we speak inside.
All right, go inside, talk to the boy.
Fuck. I just go to turn around and start going towards the house.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk, like, as you're walking back, I'm going to start actually walking and walk past you and look like I'm taking off my coat.
Yeah, as you start to leave, I guess, me. I was like, where are you going?
Try to make a man of a mountain. Tough thing.
Speak simply, but whatever. Go on.
Yeah, I'm going to him.
Yeah, we get this moment of Jarren just like raising an eyebrow, looking over at Huck, and Huck like slightly tilting her head and looking at Jarren.
Moment of understanding between man and beast.
Yeah. So you're going towards the door, Bertram, and you're going towards the old man, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Ref? Cool. Yeah. So we'll do Ref first, because
It could be
right,
pretty
he's in
fast.
the established scene. So yeah. The old man just...
Yeah, without saying anything to him, I'm gonna try to walk around him so as not to get hit by his hoe on his offside. And I'm going to, in a lapse, just kind of between smashes of his hoe, I'm gonna put one hand on his shoulder and hold my coat in the other, and say, "You sure you're not cold?"
Yeah. When you do that, his head whips around and his hair sort of like flicks, and you see the actual like skin, and he's got that sort of thing where like a cancer patient would have, where they've started to lose hair and it's extremely thin in places and patchy around the place. His head whips around, and you see as he goes, "What do you want?" You see his teeth. There are varieties missing, and the gums seem almost like purpled and blackened in places.
Yeah.
I am fine doing my business. Because his head's like
Continue
whipped
doing it
around
then.
towards you.
But take generosity when it is given, yes? I extend the coat a little bit toward him.
He just looks. Doesn't take the coat. You can roll me a medicine check if you want.
Yeah, I would
Quickly
like to.
then.
It's not going to be very good. Oh, it could be okay. Let's see.
I believe in you.
17!
Don't put yourself down before you even rolled. Boy.
That's true.
So yeah, you look at the man. You see his eyes are bloodshot, and he has heavy bags as if he hasn't slept for an extended period of time. His gums look as if he hasn't drank anything. Like the dryness of his mouth, just in the quick moment you saw it, looks as if he might not have drank anything in a day or so. And his body is actually, despite the sort of tenseness that he's hoeing the ground with, he's actually like shivering clearly.
Yeah. I am. Does he ever take like a moment, unless it would take a long time for him to get to this point, a moment just to like take a couple breaths after several smashes of the hoe?
Yes.
Yeah. When that comes up, I'm gonna start walking back around him and away, but I'm going to simply place the coat around his shoulders as quickly and deftly as I can.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do so.
Yep.
Yeah, you quickly wrap it around him. Meanwhile, we just hear on this creaky door as Bertram is over by their main house.
If it wouldn't open within 2 seconds, I would just open the door.
Yeah. You just open the door and walk in. You see walking down a pair of steps. You see basically a younger visage, less frail version of the man who you just saw. But the main sort of room of the house is this sort of hall of the building, which has a sloped roof overhead with these dark wooden supporting beams. In the center, there's sort of a dusty old table with a candlestick on it that seems to have not been used for quite a while. Like it might have been home to where a family once had dinner, but is now sort of became just this place of disuse. Along the side, there is this small stairway leading up to a balcony and a door. And coming down, holding the guardrail, there seems to be this man. Oh, is there something I can help you with, Warden, sir?
As a matter of fact, yes, you can. here to talk about your sister, cousin, whoever she may have been to you.
My sister, of course. If you would take a seat, I can get you something to drink.
I'll stand, but you can get me something to drink.
I heard you're a man who enjoys his liquor.
I just kind of under my breath. Who'd you hear that from?
And he goes over.
Just kind of
and
looking
he
around the
starts-
place. What's the place look like?
It's this, like, it basically looks, if you've ever been to, like, a chalet or something like that, it looks like basically a really shit chalet. But it's
Nice.
essentially this old, like, series of, the outside of the house looks like an amalgamation of different buildings sort of slammed together. It's built into sort of the back of this hillside, so it looks as if the roof almost melds in with the slope itself. The inside of the room is this old, mostly wooden sort of affair with these white mortared walls for insulation. There are the sort of old brass decorations around the place, dust hanging from almost every surface other than the floor, and these sort of old fraying carpets around the place.
Yeah, just
There
kinda
are
looking
there
around.
are three doors to. There's one at the back, one atop the balcony, and one at the right. So there are three. This room appears to lead to three other rooms at the very least.
Is she about at
My
the moment?
sister is missing, but she will return. I would have thought the wardens would have heard of this by now.
There's a lot of people that have gone missing recently. Can't
He's,
keep track
like,
of
tapping.
everyone.
He's like currently pouring the drink from this large barrel, like under one arm, slowly pouring it in.
Yeah.
My sister is named after a great bear from the Northern Islands. I have faith she'll make it back. In my god. I don't know how or why, but she'll be back.
Right. Well, if she's missing, do you have any leads on her whereabouts?
Why would I need to look into where she is? I already told you she'll be back.
Great. Well, do you have any timeline of when you suppose she'll be back?
God does not work in such simple ways, my friend.
Yeah, he just kind of says that, and my eyes just drift to the side, like,
Mm-hmm.
Could I be at the house by now?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, you're definitely getting over there.
Okay.
Jarren, are you just sort of staying outside with Huck, or have you started walking up?
I don't know if I can leave Huck, which is the only reason.
You can tie her somewhere. I was just saying currently, if I'm going to talk to that guy, make sure she doesn't bite anybody.
There's plenty of picket posts. If any commoner tried to steal her or something, she'd probably,
Fuck them up.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. Yeah, can I tie her to something then? Is
Yeah,
anything-
easily. Yeah, I just don't want to like cut you out of the scenario at all, just because.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Cool.
Yeah, I would do so, and then I would make my way to the house.
Okay, cool. We'll say you can do that while Ref is conversing with the man, so you and Ref sort of arrive at the building at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, so both of you are now sort of getting towards the door. In any case, I can't go out looking. My father is sick. God has gifts, but he also has hard times to test us, my friend.
Well, if you want your father to get better, letting him hold the ground outside during a blizzard with no clothes on is probably not your first option.
Have you tried to stop him yet?
No.
I have. He just holds up this bandaged arm. There is something wrong with him. The priests won't see to him. Say that the brother is preoccupied with making sure everybody lives.
Hmm.
I just kind of walk up next to you and would lean in. Most likely, the voices.
Right. Well, I suppose if he's doing this against his own will, we should tie him to a post somewhere in here till somebody can see him.
When he gets tired and collapses, I put him in the bed.
You should tie him.
I could try and tie him at the same time.
Yeah. Right. Well, do you think he'll have any more information on where your sister is?
He has been sick from before she went missing. You can look around the house if you like.
Has he offered me the drink yet?
He's holding it, just sort of like at the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'll just start to approach him. And when he says you can look around, and I'm just going to like take the drink from his hand and smell it.
Yeah. It smells kind of like horseshit. It's more like moonshine than beer.
Yeah.
It seems like they make it likely the crop here is probably something more like yams or chal, so it's probably just this like shitty like root vegetable.
I was gonna say it would taste like dirty root water with some hops or some nastiness.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's alcoholic.
Yeah. So I'll just down it all in one,
Nice.
and then just set the glass down.
Yep.
Very well. Farnby.
Right. Head comes around the door.
Yeah. Start looking around for any sort of book she might have kept, something she'd write her personal thoughts down on.
If you give me a moment, I could see if she left anything magical in the room.
Do what you want to. Just start to head into one of the bedrooms or one of the rooms.
Yeah. Roll me just like a D3.
I'm gonna start casting detect magic.
You're gonna start casting. Okay, you're gonna do the ritual.
Yep.
Okay, you have chosen. Okay, so you start climbing up the set of stairs, Bertram, towards the roof atop the balcony.
Yeah.
And you come into this. As you open the door, you come into what is a surprisingly extravagant. It's a room that's extravagantly furnished for the type of building it's in. It's this large four-poster bed with these supporting beams that are sort of very fancily carved. The bed itself has a blanket and then another Hessian covering thrown over the top.
Is it feminine? Is it a feminine room?
It seems to be like a double room. There is a little painting on one wall that seems to be roughly done of the family.
I'll go examine that.
And above the bed, there are with these pieces of red twine that are either stained in ink or in something else. There are these like pieces of red twine that seem to have pine branches sort of tied around them, hanging, just slowly spinning above the bed. Above the bed.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over. Are there any side tables next to the bed or anything?
Yeah, there's a side table. It actually has its drawer hanging open. It's drooping slightly from the weight of its contents, which appear to be a series of vials containing dried or smashed plants.
Yeah, just kind of look at that, and if I don't see any scraps of paper or anything, I will just leave those be, and just look under the bed.
Yep. You like lower your head, look right, scan with your eyes. You don't seem to see anything of note.
Is there any sort of dresser, drawers, or anything? Because you said this is extravagantly furnished. So
yes, yeah, there is this large sort of wardrobe cupboard with these very fancy doors.
Okay.
Seems to be sort of some dark wood imported from somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll go over and open them.
They seem to have sort of old woolen cloaks. There is a small chest on the floor of the cupboard.
Are are all the cloaks? They're just like for winter.
Yeah. Some of them are like these sort of thick fur coats,
Gotcha.
probably made out of like a series of wolf hides, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'll just pull out the chest.
Yep. It's this small sort of like box about that big.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open it and see what's up.
Okay. Yes, you can feasibly. Are you trying to force it open, or are you like?
If it's gonna give me a hard time, I'll just try and break it open.
Yeah. Okay.
Just try and pull it open.
This isn't really designed super bad to keep people out, so you just manage to force the lid off of it at the hinges rather than at the lock. opening the thing, you see there are a series of different necklaces and things inside, a series of rings, and a few platinum pieces, just like 3 or 4 scattered about the place.
And yeah, I'll just. Bertram doesn't care for money, so I'll just put it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. You just close the lid with the sort of latch broken, place it back at the foot of the wardrobe.
I'd like to look for something, if I may.
Yep.
If I were
while you've
there.
Since Bertram's come in, like you and Jarren are in there. Jarren has started to sort of prepare this ritual.
Yeah, he's doing the ritual. Mm-hmm.
The son Dimitri just seems to be like watching you with arms folded, like not leaning against anything, just sort of very passively observing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around cursorily and then look to Dimitri. Do you know if she cared for flowers?
My sister loved a lot of things. She made a flower crown once.
Is it here?
I don't think so. We were young.
Where might it be?
Check her room. She just points over to the right.
Yeah, I nod my head and I'll follow that direction. I'm going to be looking for that specifically.
Okay.
This crown, flower crown. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You creak the door open, and the daughter's room looks markedly more comfortable than any of the other rooms. Its bed is full, and the pillows sort of look more fluffy and comfy. There's a small side table in the room, but it only really has enough space for just the one bed and the table. Mm-hmm. The bed is supported about a foot off the ground by these ornately carved wooden legs. You look around.
Yes.
The desk drawer is locked.
I was hoping something would be locked. Okay. Now...
So you go over and just...
I actually, seeing that it is locked, I just want to test it once, and then, noticing that it is truly locked, I don't have thieves' tools on me, but is there any feasible way I could maybe use something on my person to improvise some kind of lockpick, basically? I have plenty of just bits and bobs.
Yeah, I'll say make me just an intelligence check, just base, no proficiency, because you haven't really, you're not really known for MacGyvering stuff, so you don't have proficiency in it, but it's just like an intelligence check to see if you can work through it, see if you can make sort of this makeshift lockpick.
Sure. Magic. No.
Okay, you try something, and you do get something maybe functional. Essentially, mechanics of it, you'll have disadvantage on the check.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm going to try to use it. Like, we'll say I'm using my dagger, but at the same time, I've also found maybe like a scrap of a bobby pin that was just on the floor, and I have this really shitty setup.
Roll me a sleight of hand. An 8. Okay.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have actually been less for a sleight of hand. So.
Okay, less for sleight of hand. Okay. Oh, you have the thieves tools. Okay, then yeah.
Oh, I have the proficiency in the.
Yeah.
Actually, if I were to use inspiration, would I just roll again with disadvantage twice, or could I? You would
roll one more. You roll one more time, so your lowest would be the 9 instead of the 8.
Don't worry about it then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, you try and get this sort of makeshift bobby pin in, and it just snaps under sort of the brittleness of this sort of makeshift thing that you've created. You're able to get it out of the lock, but this is like the only thing that you had right now on around you to try this.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to do if that happens. So something breaks in the lock, and up until that point, I'd been very subtle about my actions, very quiet. However, as soon as it breaks, something will like visually change in Ref, and he is going to physically take. How big is this cabinet? Basically,
it's probably about that sort of size. Probably about the size of like an A4, like a stack of 3, maybe like A4 books. Essentially in dimension.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just this like small side table with like a drawer in it that's locked.
Perfect. So what I'd like to try to do is, first off, tell me if this makes any sense and is completely retarded, because thankfully Ref's not completely retarded anymore. But is there any way that I could physically destroy a part or a large region of this cabinet to access this locked cabinet?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'm going to take out one of my scimitars and just heft it in both hands and just start breaking wood.
So the best way would probably be to, because you know where the mechanism is, right?
Yes.
You're able to identify that. Just try and like splinter the wood around there and then like peel it back around the mechanism.
Perfect.
So yeah, just roll me an athletics check. And this isn't going to determine whether you do it or not. This is determining how long it will take.
Perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Okay, so you smash, and the first one makes sort of a mark, more like a scratch or just like a slight indent, and then you have to keep going for a while. By the time that you are almost done,
as soon
Jarren,
as I hear
your ritual.
Oh no, I was gonna say as soon as I hear noise, I would have broken the ritual.
Okay, cool.
And
yeah, you'll
went
hear this
inside.
and go inside.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to further our investigation.
Right. Maybe do that without destroying the people that are allowing us to search their house.
I'm
Maybe
not
without
destroying anyone.
Destroying their property. You know what I mean?
This is the property of the girl who is currently not with us.
Right, and you didn't think to ask for a key.
Why would a brother have a sister's key?
Maybe he knows where it is.
Dimitri! I'm just gonna call out.
Did you even look for the key?
I'm just gonna stare you in the eyes after calling out Dimitri.
Yeah.
You sort of see past him. You don't even see Dimitri like appear around the edge. It's just like you look away for a moment and look back, and he's just in the doorway.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna look at him, scimitar in hand, like... Do you have any idea where the key to this lock is? I'll look at the cabinet.
not. Maybe she keeps it under her pillow.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the pillow, just kind of toss it off the bed.
There's no key under there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna punch Ref in the face.
Okay, roll attack.
Surprise?
And I think definitely surprise. And Bertram, are you, when you hear this sort of all this commotion, are you heading down?
Yeah, well, I'll just casually climb down. I don't give a shit. I assume it might be Farnby searching how I would search, you know?
Yeah, Farnby at this point has gone outside to go basically rummage through their shed around the back.
So mine's a... What's my roll?
So it's strength and proficiency.
Okay.
Yep. Versus your AC, Ref.
So I'll just roll a strength check, and then it's a +2 on top of that.
Yep, that sounds right.
16.
16. Does that hit?
A 16 would. How are you proficient in your fists?
Everyone's
You say
proficient
everyone's
in
proficient in fists.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you hit me.
Yeah, that's standard. So yeah, he will take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As this fist impacts with your face, you like get knocked to the ground, holding your face. There's sort of this sort of grayish skin has started to swell up a slightly purplish tinge.
Right. I'm still trying to figure out exactly who you are right now, but the Ref I know, brother I had, isn't this asshole for me. So I'm going to need you to start to collect yourself and act a bit more like yourself, because I'm tired of dealing with whatever this bullshit in front of me is.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, I'll just kind of, like, he walks by me, Dimitri. You know, I'll just kind of go in and lean in the doorway.
Yeah,
We have a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
You could say that, Bertram.
I just kind of, like, look at him, raise an eyebrow, and look at Ref.
Yeah, the side of my face that he punched is just kind of twitching, and I'm just like rubbed my hand along it, and I'm looking at the hand now.
What? Can't get in. I just gesture to the drawer.
I look at the drawer and I look to Bertram. No.
Let me help you with that. I just start to walk over, and as I'm passing by you, Raph, I'll just kind of be just like your mother. Can't wait for anything that you want. And I'll start to try and rip open part of the drawer.
Yeah, and as though nothing happened, I'm just going to start getting up off the floor and watching
And
Bertram
I will punch you again.
Nice.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you get on your, you position yourself on your butt so you're sitting up, use your elbows to, start pushing yourself up, and you just get clocked or...
no, that was Bertram's
14?
roll. Whoa, there.
Yeah, 14. Sorry, 12 does not hit.
That is not.
Probably not.
No.
As you see this fist coming towards you as you're getting up and manage to just move out of the way just in time, pushing yourself forwards so that you're sort of like crouching over your knees.
Yeah, as that happens, I'm gonna dodge out of the way and then look at you in the eyes, Jarren. I was going to pretend the first one didn't happen, but I'll just lay it out flat. Jarren, the brother that you
talk
pushed
too much
around
now.
and called stupid! I'm gonna scream in your face.
As I go for the nether punch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my
Bertram,
God.
as you pull this drawer open with enough force as you hear this, your head turns around, but out the corner of your eye, you've just pulled the drawer open. You see there are just these sketches of this figure
This is
just
great.
wreathed in black, seeming to have these extremely long fingernails that extend down to her knees. Very sort of female form, just these like harsh sketches with charcoal. And then there's another one lying to one side that you can see just of this face made out of just complete blackness except for these white eyes in the center. But
Yeah. So I look at those. I look up at those two. I'm just gonna look down at
Yeah.
the fucking things again and just,
yeah,
Like a good father.
yeah.
yeah. And Ref, I believe you were.
No, yeah, I was screaming at him, and he's gonna punch me again. So
Yeah,
Yep.
or attempt to.
yeah,
Remember that strength, boy?
nice.
Oh, that's a definite hit.
That'll hit me.
Nice. So 3 more bludgeoning
All right.
as the fist impacts with your face once again.
Do you
You
want
feel
to
like your
continue
nose
to pretend
click.
these don't exist?
At this point, Jarren's sort of like holding you by part of your clothes.
I'm going to need you to start acting like my brother. Because my brother doesn't let people hit him.
I think you're gonna find, because we could roll this off, but I think it'd just make more sense. There's a dagger pressed to your neck, and as you're holding me up in front of you, my dagger.
Okay.
If you want, I can roll
It's
stealth
my
off.
dagger.
I can roll off.
Do you wanna roll off?
We can.
That's-
Or are you cool with that for the moment?
Because I'm not gonna. I don't want to stab you, but I'm just saying that's
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. You have a dagger pressed to your throat, and I'm just staring
I
into
do
your
not
eyes
care.
with this horrible anger in them.
Yeah, blood is just slowly dripping along the blade.
Why would you strike your brother? Why would you strike your mother? Like that?
Right. I don't really understand whatever brought you back, Ref. And that is who I will call you by, Ref. Because I have to believe that there's something left inside of you, of the man that I knew. Our mother's dead.
If it's a side that you've always tread upon and thought lesser than you, that side is gone. You must now think of me as an equal.
I've never thought of you as a lesser.
Let go of me.
No, actually. This is the most you've talked to me straight since you've gone through whatever that is, so I think I'll stay right here.
Will you two both stop squawking?
Hey, Bertram. I'm dealing with something that you got onto me earlier for. At least let me deal with it.
I'm just going to grab some of the papers and just hold them up.
Yeah. Just like one hand holding both the 2 sheets that are on the top.
Yeah, I look over. This isn't. And I just kind of shove you off.
Yeah. Time and a place. Take a look at this. Have you seen anything like this before? I hand it to Jarren.
I look at it. It's just this dark, like, wraith-like figure.
Almost, yeah. It seems just like this sort of, definitely a female figure because they seem to be sort of having that sort of form and wearing a full dress. But it just seems to have these long black fingers that extend down, this sort of harsh grimace grin that stretches across to the cheeks, and just seems to be clad in sort of shadow out of this charcoal. Very rough sketch.
Does it remind me of anything we saw during the vision we had?
No.
No.
No. You don't recognize this thing?
No. But if I had to take a guess, probably related to whatever that Fae was that killed that girl.
Mm-hmm. I've only seen one thing like this once. It's an old woman. Last town I used to work in. all the crops were going bad, so we tied some weights to her legs and threw her in the river.
Killed a woman because crops weren't growing.
People are superstitious.
The culture.
It's unacceptable, whatever you call it. But yes, suffice it to say, I think a witch or something far darker, most likely. Whatever it is, currently, it doesn't help us. We already know we're after something incredibly dangerous and incredibly evil.
Right. Well, I suggest that we hold on to these. They might prove useful.
Sure.
Somehow. Yeah, I'm just going to start scooping up the contents of the drawer.
Yeah, roll me a perception check, Bertram, please.
Oh,
As you're
okay.
scooping up all the contents.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at these, so let's...
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
let's
You need to
do
be a
it.
10.
Perception?
Yeah, you need to be a 10.
Well,
Nope,
Yeah.
does not need a 10.
Yeah, I'm just scooping them up without
Yeah.
even like paying attention to them.
Yep, cool. You're just throwing them all in.
Right. Farnby!
No reply.
Fucking hell, where's that boy? And I'm gonna start walking back into the main room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna follow
Yeah.
close behind him.
I would have followed immediately as well.
Okay. As you guys leave this room, you start hearing this sort of like distant sound. You can't tell exactly what's being said, but it's definitely from outside the house, and it sounds like somebody yelling.
Yeah, I would start to run out.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll start to go.
Mm-hmm. You start running outside of the house, and you see Farnby like standing there, like waving like this. As you see in the distance, there seems to be like this form dragging a heavy body behind it towards you guys, just shouting, "Help! Help!"
Look. Come on.
Yeah. I'll go over to Huck, mount her,
Mm-hmm.
and start to take off towards the
Yeah.
the pair. And as I'm just running, I'll just mind your brother to Jarren.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've summoned up my hawk to fly about, and I just kind of look
Farnby.
over.
Farnby started like sprinting towards this person, and Huck starts like overtaking past.
If I go by Farnby, I want to scoop him up with my arm and grab him by the back of his
Nice.
shirt,
Nice.
get him up onto
Yeah.
my saddle.
Yeah, you
Are
grab
you,
him by the butt. Yeah, cool.
Ref, are you headed towards them?
I'm looking longingly, but Bertram made it seem like he should be the only one to check this out. So I'm just kind of looking. Actually,
Come on.
Thank you for listening to me. That's always, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I always want to
that's the
handle it
thing.
myself.
yeah, no, yeah. Ref doesn't look like he's going, but he's looking on at Bertram as though he'd like to.
Well, yeah, I will be near my brother, and I will send my to there, and I'll send my senses with it.
Nice.
Mhm. Yeah, you send your hawk following about the same speed, following Huck overhead, and you stay with your brother. Bertram,
Yeah.
as you approach, you see what appears to be a maybe 13-year-old boy. His clothes seem like torn by twigs and that sort of stuff, bleeding in places. But he seems to be dragging this body, and you recognize the body. It's Solveig's daughter.
How the
Help! Help!
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna take our break.
Nice.
Nice.
It's the Biggleback girl.
The Bigleback.
She have a big old backside, you know?
The
The big old, the
junk in
biggliest.
your trunk, girl.
Yeah.